to get to the center. She pops.
Mm-hmm. Popcorn tortoise.
Oh.
What's going on, people? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We are back, fourth and fourth. Shout out to Aaliyah.
You know when it's serious when Sturdy steps into his microphone, so he sounds even louder.
And
Yeah, I just moved it over.
Rocking the boat.
Yes. Rock the boat.
James has already been rocking the boat.
James has been off the rails for the last hour.
He's
not
been
live though. Not live.
Yeah, he's getting it out of his system.
Yeah.
It feels more like a warm up, and I'm concerned.
That's like that. Is the glass half full or half empty? Question. Like you don't know. You gotta find out.
He's trying to be a better him. You know. That's all. We have to, as brothers and as friends, we have to support that, or at least pretend to. One or the other. You know. But how's everybody doing? It feels good to be back.
Good, man.
I'm happy to be back. How you guys doing?
I'm good. Enjoying the Saturday weekend.
Fine and dandy.
Yeah.
Fine and dandy.
I'm more tired than I thought I was. If it wasn't for this, I might be asleep.
Honestly, I'm tired as fuck.
Oh man, you guys are.
I'm so tired. I second guess.
Right?
I was like,
should
should I pop a couple beers? I was like,
I'm drinking through it.
That's what I decided. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm
drinking through it.
Anyways, I'm drinking through it. I have the fucking beers. Get more sleepy, you know.
You guys are so old.
Yeah.
Yes, Aaron. When you hit past 40, you're going to say, guys, you're right.
I'm going to be the same way I am now. Because you guys were saying it's at like 38, 39.
I'm 42 years old, and I feel like I'm 65.
Hey, we are June, July. A little over 2 months for my birthday picks. So
nice.
Hopefully, I can't wait to hear what you.
I don't know what they are yet.
I
got to start thinking.
Yeah,
you got time.
I'm excited for this week because we're fucking done with Bond finally.
I want to say this. I got to say this though, because I'm with you, but it's like last week was bittersweet because. As much as I'm like, yes, I'm done with Bond. I'm over Bond because we just been doing it since fucking January. We've been doing it since January. I'm also like, a lot of these movies were really fucking fun. A lot of these movies were good.
They were all great, but we watched 25 James Bond movies in a row with nothing else.
Yes.
I can't say nothing now.
Act older. I act younger. Than I should.
Yeah, no, he needs to start staying up a little bit later.
Tired like an old person, but this brain right here is like a raunchy 13-year-old.
That's very. That is very.
That's actually probably pretty accurate. A 13-year-old trying to get into our movies, yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this. Here's where I'll be concerned about James when he's old. Is when he stops talking like that. He just has like mature conversations all the time. But yo, listen. It's time to put him in a nursing home. How do you know? You hear his conversations? He
sounds more coherent than he ever has.
Yeah, I'm worried about him. If you're on that, like, but he's no. But no, we're here, and again, just my final. I guess our closing off our final things for Bond. We'll go around the table. It was a great run. It was a great time. I'm glad it's over with, like everyone else is. I miss it a little bit, but I'm glad it's over with. I'm glad we're moving forward. We have a new wheel, though. We may be unveiling. It depends on what the Wheel of Destiny picks tonight, but whenever it's picked is when it'll be unveiled. But, yeah, so, shit, I'm happy to be on this Decade's Wheel, though. And tonight, we have a movie from the 30s and from the 70s, so that's pretty fucking interesting. But
yeah, I will say about Bond, I had attempted to try to get through all the movies once before, and I couldn't do it. So thanks to this podcast, I finally did. By no means do I regret it. There's a lot of awesome movies in there. The where we ended it with Daniel Craig's last movie, which I gave a 10, was fucking awesome. But I feel like it now that they're actually trying to make progress for better or worse, since Amazon owns it on a new Bond series, we'll know going into it all of the history when we talk about Bond next time.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Shit.
Whoops.
They fall out of his chair, or did the camera just fall?
The camera fell.
But no, I feel the same way. And like everybody, like you said, everybody else. Like I did not regret. Like usually, sometimes like the wheel picks on you. Go fuck! I gotta watch that movie. The Bonds is like it. I know Bond is going to be a good movie. So,
Yeah.
but 25 in a row.
Yeah, even a bad Bond movie, you're like, this isn't the best Bond movie, but there's still some cool shit in here.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
It was just
that
the
Lazenby.
fact that we watched 25 of the same thing.
Yeah.
The same story
25
over and over.
Great. Not swapping out. The only time I watched any other movie, it was for Horror 630. Everything else was Bond.
Yeah.
But no, it was fun. I'm glad I did it. Now I can actually say, I watched all the Bond movies.
And
Well,
it's exciting to be back to.
Mick's going to say, no, you didn't. You didn't watch the 3 spin-off one or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah, there's like 1 or 2.
We watched the main ones. That's what
Hey,
counts.
we watched the main Bonds, exactly.
Yeah.
Wilkie's movies. What's good? What's good? Movies and music. What's good?
Scene Snobs, what's happening? What's up, Mick?
Appreciate you popping in here. Appreciate you guys popping in here.
But,
What about you, Chris? Or Worst Damn? Sorry.
I
I know you
Rican
jumped to the
Chris.
tail end.
Yeah, I grew up on Bond. My dad was a fanatic with Bond, so watching these throughout time was one of the recurrences all the time for us. So yeah,
Okay.
Bond's always been a great time. You can't. It's the spy movie. It's the pinnacle of spy movie. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now we're moving on, which I got. You know what a cool thing is about us going from Bond to the decades wheel is we did go through a few decades going through these Bond films from the 60s all the way to the 2000s. And I mean, tonight, 30s, going back even further tonight for one movie, and then
Just to add on to the Bond thing, the movie started in the 60s. The books are written in like the 50s. So the book started being written in like the 50s. So
That's crazy.
interesting. Which again, fun ride with the Bond movies. Will we visit the Amazon ones? Only time will tell.
I'm more invested in what Amazon is going to do for better or worse now.
Yeah,
I will say.
And it's like I don't have high hopes for it because I'm like these movies here. They're talked about. They're still around. They're at a pinnacle and all that good stuff for a reason. Like this whole franchise, you could say for a reason. It's important in movie history for a reason. And I'll say this right now: no matter what Amazon is, no matter how good or how bad it is or will be or can be, it's not going to ruin the originals, people. So let's not even come out with that argument because that's a bullshit argument. Let's not do that. Like, just don't even come out with that because it's old now. We say it for every damn movie that comes out. It's a remake or a reboot. Just because we still have the originals there. That's never going to ruin the originals. Just say it's not good or it's not living up to the original, if anything, which I don't think it'll live up to it, but I hope I eat my words. I'll say that.
Yeah, Mick said he moved on to Mission Impossible. I'm interested to see this next one that's coming. Plus, this new Bond is coming out in a time where we're getting another Mission Impossible. So there's going to be all those comparisons of, damn, they should have kept with the same story or just started it back up versus, see, this is what happens when you start something over. You know what I mean? It bombs or it's good.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But without further ado, I guess
back into some fresh movies.
Yeah.
Reefer Madness and Dolemite.
And by fresh, we're talking about 1939 and 1975.
Jive suckers.
Jive turkeys.
You
Jive turkeys. That's my name, Jive Turkey. I'm a Jive Turkey.
I went with Hamburger Pimp.
Reefer freaking Madness.
Yeah,
Wow.
Let's talk about this shit.
Let's dive into it.
So is this really a movie or is this like a 1939 after school special? That they were trying to just...
It's against Reefer. They make up shit like you turn into a fucking like a serial killer.
Yo, they were going crazy, lying their asses off.
Dude,
more addicted to heroin. I'm like, what the fuck? No, it's not.
They're literally listing every drug that's worse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Than weed, and then saying, but weed is the worst.
Yeah.
Not even worse than weed, but worse by far. It's not like weed then say like I don't know anything about them, but I'll say weed then maybe mushrooms. I know it's a different effect, especially for different people. But it's like they're like weed, they're like fucking heroin and all this other shit. I'm like, what the no.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I couldn't help myself but chuckle at the whole fucking like Star Wars doom scroll of everything at the beginning.
Dude, that was the first. That was like the first note I wrote down while I was watching this. It's because it is like sets up like an after school special, and the beginning is like a Star Wars like what's going on doom scroll type scenario. Like make your kids watch this because this could kill your kids or your kids or your kids.
They said it was the worst epidemic there was, even worse than all these other things. And
And I'm watching this, and weed is not even the worst part of this. What about the adults taking advantage of the kids? And like
exactly.
This is it's not like this is a dope teenager selling to other teenagers or anything like that. Like the one guy who gets Reefer Madness literally tries to sexually attack one of the like teenage girls in this.
Yeah, because he had a thing for her.
Yeah,
he was a pervert before the weed.
Like how is Reefer the problem here, but not older men preying on the young?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was like, wait, seriously? They just framed this thing as the date rape? Like this crazy? Come on now.
Now I don't know how the 30s were. I don't know if it's like fucking Little House on the Prairie rules. Like as long as if you get your period and you know how to make eggs, your wife material. I don't know. I fucking don't know. But still, you're watching it. 1930s or not, you're like, yo, they're having all these teens come up and party. The adults that sell the weed to the teens, like, you'll come to my house and drink and dance. It's drinking too. They're saying reefer, but they're having the kids drink alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is where it starts to go off the rails. Watching this guy smoke in the closet, this piano player, just going slowly, fucking like just the looks on his face.
Supposedly that was an empty lot in the Bronx. Imagine you just walking up Fordham Ave and you look to your left and you're like, oh, look.
I like that they talked about places you could hide drugs, like in women's shoes, in the heel.
Yeah, the heels.
Yep.
And despite this being a black and white movie, you know what you don't see?
Right.
People like Aaron.
That's true. This is straight up whitewash, yeah. Well, 1930s.
Aaron, you're muted, bro.
Aaron, were you talking?
You're muted.
Your mic's not working.
No, I was muting because of the YouTube thing. I was saying they have nobody here for me that represents myself or Worst Damn, but I'm fine sitting this one out.
Yeah, it's pretty much James and I. This is
because had we been in this, it would have been our fault. We would have had nothing to do with it.
I'm pissed. I want my representation.
100%. I'm surprised they didn't even. They even like the main dealer in this was a pure white guy. I'm surprised they didn't even give him any kind of ethnicity,
like a mafia guy,
just for fucking stereotyping.
Like
they're being honest in this movie. They're showing you where the drugs really come from.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you know what? We got to cut that shit out. From here on out, put it on the blacks and the browns and like 4 white guys every movie.
Now, who was the main dealer? Was he an accountant or was he counting his money from the weed? The motherfucker had like an old school fucking typewriter looking thing.
Yeah, but it's literally just him, a desk, and this typewriter in an office.
Like a receipt. Or something. He's just like click, 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 click. I'm like, whose taxes is he doing?
And it's weird that just this older, middle-aged, older couple are like his 2 dealers. Yes. And like the one guy's obsessed, like the guy's obsessed with selling to teenagers. They show the woman selling to like people their own age once in the beginning and saying something that it's weird that this guy's selling to teenagers. So it's like, but it's like they're literally throwing parties for these teenagers in their apartment.
Don't get me wrong. The main woman, the wife or whatever, girlfriend of the main guy who sells the drugs, she was like, you got to leave these kids alone. but he knew that's where the money is. The young people wants the weed.
Yeah.
So she had to go along with it. But she really didn't buy them. They're like, don't have them come up here. Stop selling to the kids. Then the one dude threatened the one guy because he didn't like selling to the kids either. They're like, we can make you disappear situation. Yeah. That's why I connected it to like a mafia style. This motherfucker, you can go really quick.
Easily thinking that. Easily thinking that.
Yeah, he went when the court case was going on. He had the little sit down, and it was like, it'd probably be best if, he just didn't have a breakdown. The guy's like, are you telling me that we benefit all around if he didn't have his breakdown? He's just. So what are you waiting for?
Oh man.
And that shit's fake anyways. That motherfucker didn't look like he slept for 7 days while smoking weed. Like you would have passed out at some point, man.
Oh fuck yeah.
You would have went night.
Yeah, nobody gets extra hyper on weed.
No. They should have switched to coke. It would have made more sense if they were doing the coke deals.
Honestly, it would have. Like this goes from smoking some joints to this kid being framed for murder.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: this movie right here proves this movie is where our parents' parents got the idea, passing it generation to generation. Weed's a gateway drug. You're gonna get the heroin. Weed is bad for you. This is where it came from. They did this propaganda move, like
this is literally a propaganda film. That's what
it
was for.
Oh yeah, and it's like watching it now and understanding, knowing not just because I enjoy it, but just knowing marijuana what it really is. Not saying you can't abuse it, but you know what I mean. Besides that, you're watching this and you're just laughing at it, like, yo, they're not even
do the whole thing.
It's like they're just straight up lying. Like they're just straight up lying. There's no truth. There's no honesty to this at all. First of all, by saying this is the worst thing you could be doing, and then they name a bunch of other shit, you're just like, whoa. Yeah. Like, there's people that do these drugs once or twice, and then sometimes they don't ever wake up again. You know what I mean? Not trying to be funny, but I'm like, this is. But
that was part of the reason why I picked it and put it on the wheel.
Yeah. You have that funny though. You have that one woman that threw him under the bus, and she jumps out the window. The fuck.
What would you guys? Okay, so really quick before we dive into this movie any further, what would you guys rate this movie, Reefer Madness? Anybody got a rating?
I'll go first. Okay. I'll give this. It's fair. It's obviously comical in the sense of the context and the world we live in today versus where it came from and what its purpose was. But as far as for a movie from an old school time, I don't think it was bad. I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Oh wow!
Oh nice, nice. Anybody next? Anybody got a rating now?
I'm with Chris. Exactly what he said.
6.5.
I didn't take it at not the score. I'm talking about what he said. Like the movie itself, it didn't feel like a movie. It was straight up political, trying to go against fucking marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
It made it funny to me. That movie's not supposed to be comical, but I was like,
funny as shit.
I was dying.
I was like, the fuck. So I kind of like, it's just okay, but it did make me laugh. So I'm gonna go with 6.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad.
This is a straight up propaganda film. It's just over the top ridiculous, and the message and what was being shoved down people's throats at that time, which also kind of angers me.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
I don't smoke pot. I don't have anything to do with pot. I can't because I'm a federal employee, but I don't have a problem with other people doing it or anything like that. Sure, fine. I think make it federally legal and just tax the shit out of it and pay for everything because you could.
Exactly.
Make a hell of a lot more money.
But I'm like, this was a weird hour. I'm just gonna give it a 3.
Okay. I had a good time with it. I did have fun with it. I understood the whole propaganda bullshit they were doing with it and the lies, but it was just because for its time, I mean, it's 2025 now, and we're watching this movie from 1930. Well, you said 1939. 1938.
Yeah.
from the 1930s, 38, 39, whatever. But yeah, 38, 39. Anyways, from way back in those days, that's a long fucking time ago. And just like the way that they were trying to send the message, and it probably worked back in the day for some people, probably for a lot of people. But nowadays,
big parents panic.
Huge.
But you're watching it nowadays, and you're just laughing at it. Like I laugh at it like it's one of those silly propaganda cartoons, or like just a silly like.
They show you in school.
Yeah, or even almost like a black and white like kind of sitcom type of. It gave me like a sitcom type of feel to it, which I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
But
what about, because we didn't talk? Oh no, Sturdy. Sorry, give your rating.
Oh, I said 5.
Okay,
you got a 5.
This even ends on. I couldn't even think of a more ridiculous note.
Mm-hmm.
Where this girl, the woman, turns herself in, like the female half of the married drug dealing couple.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a little old lady literally trying to lead her to a jail cell, I assume. And she sees a window at the end of the hallway and just goes running and jumps out of it. Because I'm like, what the fuck? And it's not even like this was a result of her smoking or anything. She's like, she made a conscious, clear decision. I'm going to go jump out this window instead and just fall to my
because of the guilt, and she didn't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
They made a deal with her, though. But she couldn't take the deal. She ran and jumped out the window and killed herself because she knew the girl died because she was involved. She gave the weed. So she took herself out. We're like, damn, unalive herself.
They just try framing it like it fucks with your rationality even afterwards and all that stuff. But that's why I picked this movie to be on the wheels, because obviously it's a propaganda film. It's about the substance or whatever, right? I figured we'd have a good time with it. But in the time that we live in as well, like that's literally, look at what they've done in the past. Look at what they have pushed out in the past. Now think of everything we've consumed in the last 15 to 20 years of our lives, okay? And now ask yourself, what was part of a push? What was part of agenda? What was part of what, like, now you really got to start thinking about everything you're watching and consuming.
Yeah. You're right. Well, I think it was more easier to figure out back in the day because that was their goal. They're like, we're going to make a movie about this and we're going to brainwash people. This is bad at the same time. Now,
especially back then, though, because
they hide it more. They definitely still do it, but they hide it. It's small.
Not only that, though, James, but you also have more options. Like back in the day, you only had, say, maybe 2 channels, 3 channels to watch. I'm saying way back then, maybe even 1 fucking channel to watch.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is all I have to watch anyway. So it's easy to sell this to you or to get this mashed into your brain because guess what? I own from fucking the 9 a.m. slot to the 4 p.m. slot. Guess what? That's mine. And then I pick it back up again at 6 o'clock. Yeah. So it's like, you're going to be watching this shit all day. It's going to be on all day. Like, and this is back in the day when your wife's at home, cooking. I'm not trying to be funny, but cooking and cleaning is the 1930s, I'm assuming. You're at work, so she's watching this shit all day. You get home to have your dinner, and this just happens to be on with your dinner. So then you're talking about the blah, 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 and all that shit. And boom.
Yeah, but I mean, so if you think about when you're watching a movie, right? Or TV, right? You're watching TV. What were they doing when TV first came out? How were they getting the signal to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was broadcasting, right? So they're casting. Then what are they doing for those slots of times that you're watching TV? They're programming, and you're watching the programs. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy, man.
I see exactly where you're going with this,
and the sad thing is, I'll never give up TV. I gotta watch shit.
I love TV.
I mean, there's stuff you can watch. It's entertaining. There's so much more to watch.
I'm taking up for James. I'm sorry.
You like that there's more?
I like nipples more.
Nipples are great.
I do too. So, are we all done with What you call it?
Yeah, it's straightforward. It's just to tell you that
it's
a scare tactic movie.
It is. It's it's interesting to watch if you are looking for what like a timepiece. Like you hear about, obviously we're from a different time, so weed's not a big deal or anything like that because it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But you also hear the stories of that term gateway drug and shit like that. Like, where did that come from? If you're interested to see what shit was being peddled, way back when, like this is just watch this for a while and be like, what the fuck?
Shit, I got a theory about that whole gateway situation.
It's not about weed that made them do this. The movie was about being framed.
Yeah,
because
they literally frame a kid. They frame a kid for murder. These adults are literally throwing parties for these kids. And like that's not even the problem. The fact that these adults are seen around town hanging out with these kids.
Yeah.
A lot.
These days, man, fucking people get killed. You see a fucking adult, their kids and shit. You're like,
yeah, what's going on here? You guys been hanging out way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody questions that they're going to a party at this random adult couple's house that don't have their own kids or anything like that.
Nope. Like, oh, we're just gonna go here and hang out.
Yeah, I mean, the plant's been used holistically for rituals or, religious beliefs or all these different things. I think that's where the original term of gateway drug came from, of them using it to get to the other plane or see their ancestors or whatever. And then they said, let's market this in a way that we can really, start putting people in jail, start collecting some money and shit. Gateway drug. I will say
this is what surprises me about this. It's that they're literally. Actually, I don't even know if they use the term gateway drug or anything like that because they're literally trying to ram it down your throat that weed is worse than heroin.
Yeah.
They didn't mention it.
Which is the most.
Which word gateway?
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder how well it worked. Like, it'd be cool to be able to not just do a study, but to be able to go back in those times and just see it like from the back, maybe even doing it high. But
how can you call it a gateway drug if you are now saying it's worse than everything it'll lead you to?
Right.
Exactly.
See, it can't be both.
Yeah, it can't.
Like, I feel like I would be so pissed off in those times. I feel like everybody would be so stupid and like naive to me that I'd be like, my best friends would be fucking Al Capone and the gangsters who actually kind of see the shit the way it is and like, fuck this, we're doing what we want type shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Holy shit, this fucking movie.
I don't know. This was an experience.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. I'm not mad I watched it though. I gotta say that. But
it was an interesting watch.
Let's drive on off to some Dolemite, gentlemen.
Are we spinning a wheel?
Jive turkey's ready.
No, that's later in the show.
Okay.
Save for later in the show.
I get we got so used to James Bond movies. I don't even remember what our process was.
Yeah, I know.
Wheels like end of the show. Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, we're back.
Dolemite people.
Dolemite. Jesus Christ.
Early ratings, so we can just go start talking about this.
Early ratings, and we're going all the way to 1976.
1975.
75. Dang.
Dolemite.
Listen, I've laughed a few times. There was a couple times like, what the fuck am I watching? But I did not have a bad time with it. So I'm giving this one also a 6.
Okay, fair.
I'm kind of with James on this one. This was it's not like it was great acting by any means or anything or a great story. It wasn't easy to follow. I'm like, why? I don't understand who Dolemite is and why everybody knows him.
I know.
He's a bad motherfucker. That's who he is.
He's a fucking pimp.
I mean, it was entertaining enough for an hour and a half. And for a movie from 1975, I did not expect to see that many titties in the first 20 minutes.
I'm not surprised with that.
And some fun stuff. I'll go with. I can go with the 6 on this.
The shit he said is just fucking funny.
Yeah, just his fucking lines.
What about you, Worst Damn Gamer?
It was okay. Obviously, a lot of missteps. There was a lot of things they could have done better with editing to help tell the story and stuff like that, or left certain things out. But decent enough. I'm going to 5.5.
Okay.
I don't know if he's trying to do slam poetry or what, but yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, oh god, that one scene. Oh my god, in the parking lot.
I was like, is he battle rapping? What the hell is this guy doing?
I was so happy when he was like, "Was that enough, fellas?" And they were just like, "I was like, yes," and they were like, "No, more," and he kept going.
Yeah. Oh, it was a long fucking scene.
This was like 6 minutes, bro.
You know.
And see, you know what it is with scenes like that is like when they're either funny at first, and then it kind of takes away from it, or they're not that funny. Either way, it takes away from whatever that scene is supposed to be. Like it's supposed to be funny or whatever it's supposed to really hit. When you drag it for too long,
it wasn't funny though. Nothing he said made me laugh.
That makes it even worse.
Yeah,
that makes it even. I laughed just because he kept fucking ranting. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like you know how we have when you hear somebody ranting and you tune them out and then you tune them back in, they're still ranting. You just start laughing.
Well, I think part of that for me of how ridiculous that was, like they're like, "Oh my god, it's Dolemite." No, it's not. No, you got to prove it. I'm like, what? How do all these people know who he is?
Mm.
And then I'm like, and then they're like, this is how he's going to prove it. He just basically starts doing slam poetry and telling a story. I kept waiting for something to happen. And then fucking 10 minutes later, because I'm like, how is this still going? And how is this going to make anybody know who he is?
Oh man. It was ridiculous. I could say that.
What did you give it, Aaron?
I gave it a 6.
Oh, okay.
I gave it a 6, but I had fun with it still though. Just with the lingo, the random nonsense that was going on with it was just funny. Was it the best movie? No. Was it the funniest movie? No. But it was just one of those ones that was entertaining enough and it was funny enough for me to where I'm like, okay.
No, it was the randomness and his like some of his one-liners.
Like in the beginning,
some of the ridiculous action.
The cops arrested him, and he's like, "Fuck you, you giant turkeys," or something. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Fucking.
I was like, "Holy shit!" Or giant motherfuckers, or something like that.
So he's set up and arrested for like dope and stolen fur coats in his trunk. So the movie starts out with him in jail. Willie Green.
To take over his.
What color would your fur? Hang on. Let's talk about this. This is the part. What color would your fur coats be? I definitely have it. Yeah.
The fur coats? The fur coats were just regular fur coats.
No. But I'm saying, what colors would yours be? You can get any colors you want. You got the money to get any color of fur coat you want.
Probably purple.
You stole.
I think I'll go purple. It's flashy, just flashy enough.
I'm going like a nice reddish, like a wine color.
There you go.
That's not far from purple. If you're talking wine red.
Yeah, but still more of a red. It's still more of a reddish than a purple. I mean. Or, yeah. I mean, black is too easy, but.
I'm gonna go.
Accents, baby. Nice royal blue.
There you go. You gotta be a little flashy.
I'm gonna go dark green with some accents.
I guess I'd say gold accents with the
I'm
reddish.
Irish though. I'm Irish. So
That's true.
That's true.
But yeah. But this fucking movie was. Is this like? They're like, okay, inside, we'll let you free. This is like Suicide Squad.
No, hold on. Oh, it was at the beginning. Like the acting is awful off the bat.
It's so bad.
It's like as soon as they bring him into the warden's office and you have Queen Bee there, like, and he's telling him the story. He's like, we have Queen Bee to thank, and they're gonna let him out. And the whole scene has been like the warden at his desk, Queen Bee in this side chair, Dolemite in this other chair, and then the scene where they actually have Queen Bee pretend to cry. It was like a completely different background from where she was already sitting. Like this was clearly done in a different room in like a trailer somewhere, and they just fucking spliced it in. But I started cracking up as soon as he gets out of prison. He walks out of prison in whatever suit they gave him. His car with all his Dolemite girls show up. He changes, and the guards are watching him. The white chick in the car gives him a pair of boxers, and he's like, "I don't wear no cotton drawers." He's literally changing outside of the prison.
That's
throws
funny.
the suit back at the guards, and then as soon as they're driving away, he's banging these chicks, or he's at least getting a face party.
A face party.
The original Hawk Tua.
Yeah. He's getting a Hawk Tua in the car.
Yeah.
I'm like, there were tits out 10 minutes into this movie.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And then he was licking their chest. They were licking his chest. It was getting a little wild back there.
Like, why bother putting these clothes on if you're literally taking them off less than 30 seconds later?
Exactly. Just cause.
So, yeah, just for the effect.
Did this come out before? Was this after Shaft or before Shaft?
I'm not sure. I don't know what your Shaft is.
I don't know. You.
Because
I feel like
because it had Shaft 5. They made this dude like he was like a well-known will fuck you up guy like Shaft. But I was like, what the fuck? The scenes how they cut everything.
Shaft was
like
71.
Scene was crazy. I'm like, this shit is so choppy. It just switches over to another scene, him doing something. And you're like, what the fuck happened? But it's crazy. The lines he says and how they talk, they're like mixing like, of course, racial stuff. But the slang back then, jive motherfuckers, jive turkey. I'm like, what is?
Well, they're leaving the prison and they're immediately being followed by the car full of white guys. So he has his girls pull over. He gets out, tells them to drive up, and then he fucking gets out, and then he hops out of the bushes and just fucking guns them down. He's like, make the honky dance. And they have the one white guy dance before they shoot him.
Mm-hmm. Shooting at the ground. Yep.
And like this whole movie, he's being chased by these two like bad cops, like corrupt cops. Who the mayor is the ultimate bad guy in this.
Yeah. Did anybody write down what he said when he was in the strip club having a meeting with Willie Green? He goes, "This is my club. Here's the money. Here's the payment." Then all of a sudden he's sitting there. Willie Green says, he just snaps. It's like mad loud. He's like, "No, fuck you," or something. Like I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh no! When he throws, when he throws the money down. That's before he's talking to Willie Green's men. Tell Willie he's got 24 hours to get out of here, and 23 of them are already gone.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, that's a saying.
That line right there is a hard ass line, especially if you're someone who means it and you like me. You know what I mean? You show that you mean it. Yo, tell so and so they got 24 hours to get this shit done. 23 hours. 23 of them are already gone.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was like, oh shit. Because at first you're like, oh, we got a whole day. Then he's like, 23 are gone. You got 1 hour.
Imagine you're saying that to your significant other. You got 24 hours to make my dinner.
And there was a big fight scene. Huh? I was expecting a huge fight scene over the club, like when they're face to face and shit. I thought it was gonna be like, "This is my club. Why the fuck you here?" Like trying to kill, like John Wick style shit. But it wasn't. It was like yelling back and forth, couple punches swing here.
This was. I will say the action scenes looked like quite a few out of shape people trying to do.
Oh yeah, it was bad. You get seen I'm whiffing the fucking person on a punch because they're not like these days where you can get mad close and it actually looks like they hit you. Before you're like, and it just goes like this, and they're like they fall and you're like, fuck.
Well, like after Dolemite gets out and the two cops show up and threaten to frame him again.
Oh yeah,
pretending to find like coke in his car.
Yeah. Of course, crooked cops are racist cops.
Mm-hmm. And then he kicks the shit out of them and just fucking throws the drugs back at him. I'm like, this was... He looked like he was going to fall over when he kicked the one cop. I'm like...
He was tired.
Like, this is...
He was tired.
Then he had a fucking crew of ninja women.
Then,
they took karate when he was locked up.
They took karate.
The one who runs the whorehouse, she was like, "Yeah, I had them taking fucking karate classes." And
Queen
shit.
Queen B.
She's like, they're good too.
Hey,
they're getting back. Got fucking 5 ninja women. Just fucking
League
people
of
like,
Assassins and shit.
Yeah, remember how the one dude tried to steal the? She was like, "I'm gonna keep this $100 or something, bitch." She was like, "Give me back my $100." Then she whooped his ass, took it back from him.
The lines in this movie what made me laugh. Like I didn't expect that line. It's like here's $100, bitch. I was like, "Oh hell."
How about Hamburger Pimp?
Hamburger Pimp. Yo, he was tweaking.
He tweaking hard. Dolemite picks him up. Okay, one of the reasons they let Dolemite out of prison is they tell him his cousin got gunned down.
Yeah.
So Dolemite also eventually comes across this tweaker who was trying to get a hamburger for no money. So they started calling him Hamburger Pimp.
Yeah, that's where he gets his information. It's his informant.
I
wonder if that character was inspired by
the Hamburglar.
No. Menace to Society. You know what I'm talking about, Chris? Cheeseburgers.
I thought you were talking about tweaking like Dave Chappelle show.
You mean if Menace to Society was inspired by this?
Yes.
That's what I meant. Menace to Society, if that character was inspired.
Because you said it the other way around. I'm like, that would be...
you know what I mean.
I'm shocked they showed him injecting himself with heroin. I was like, oh, I didn't expect this scene. I knew he was tweaking and shit, but I didn't know
honestly, that didn't surprise me as all the titties flying around.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta remember it came out in the 70s. It was a wild time.
Yeah, but actually coming off a hour-long propaganda film about weed being worse than heroin, I wasn't expecting to walk into titties all over the place.
You know what? That I understand that more now. I understand that a hell of a lot more now. Like that makes now that you say it like that, it makes so much more sense. Because it's just like it's almost like watching. I don't know the guy's name, but he used to do the Clear Eyes commercial. It'd be like watching like an hour version of him,
Ben Stein,
talking about some shit like that. Princess Rage, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you.
What's happening, Rage?
Appreciate you showing us some love.
One of my favorite lines in this that wasn't Dolemite was from Hamburger Pimp. Like this is the only line he said that I could fucking understand, by the way.
True, yeah.
Dolemite's talking to him before he gets in the car and they're gonna go somewhere private to talk, and he's like, I'm so bad I kick my own ass twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So bad I kick my own ass twice a day. That's a bad motherfucker right there.
Like that was one of the few times I paused the movie to make sure I wrote that down.
Yeah. That's a line right there. Between that one and the 24 hours, and you got 1 hour left, 23 of them are gone. That's some lines.
Yeah.
I still can't figure out the Reverend in this movie.
Yeah,
what his game was.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like
he's pulling guns on Dolemite. He's talking to the cops. He's not talking to the FBI. He's banging the big chick when the one FBI agent comes to visit him. I'm like, what the
and he's like a fucking working with the fucking mayor, like don't tell shit, like keep like what was he doing? Was he a dealer or something? I don't know what the fuck this fucking
he was an arms dealer, guns dealer.
Yeah, that's right. He was selling guns and shit. Yeah. Fuck. I was like, the hell is going on?
And then one of the women Dolemite bangs in this one. This was one of my other favorite lines. This was like the girl that left the group after he was arrested, or this was like his number one. Green. She went and worked for Willie Green. She picks him up from jail the second time after he gets arrested for the murder of Hamburger Pimp. And like the guys that came in to try to kill both of them instead. But he gets arrested by the bad cops. And he's gonna bang this chick. She wants it. And he's like, just because you asked for it, I'm gonna give you the fucking you'll never forget.
You'll never forget.
Wow.
That's
like I don't know. I was just surprised, I guess, with this being like mid 70s that a movie like this was out.
No, it doesn't. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. Really, it doesn't. But
I was off guard too. I thought I'd seen this before. I think I watched something different. Not Dolemite. It must have been something different.
Eddie Murphy came out with a Netflix movie. My Name is Dolemite, but I never saw it. and that was only within like the last 5 years.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen this, but I didn't. I watched. I was so surprised. Like, the fuck is going on? What did he just say? I was like, what the hell? Then even with the girl, it's like, did that turn into grape in a way? Like when they're in bed and she's arguing, then he slaps her. He's like, fucking, or just starting fucking.
No, that was she wanted it.
Crazy. I was like, what the hell just happened there?
Dolemite also walks into the club that Willie Green took from him, kicks the shit out of all his guys after he goes and gets the money, and then leaves. And then Willie Green comes in, and like the main henchman's like, there was like 10 of them, and Willie Green just fucking punches him. Don't ever fucking lie to me again. He's like, they know it was just Dolemite that kicked the shit out of all of them.
See, the fight scenes are so funny. The kicks and everything.
What do you do in that situation, though? Right? Like, say you're part of that henchman that got beat up by one dude, Dolemite. Do you lie to the boss and say like it was 10 dudes, or do you be like, yo, it was Dolemite?
Yo, this motherfucker was like John Wick. Came in here, fucking kicked my ass.
But at that there was no John Wick. That's you just say, yo, it was Dolemite. You like the legend of Dolemite is fucking true.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to lie, because you heard that many times. Like, they're like, yo, the guy gets the whole group gets their ass kicked, and they're like, boss, there's like 1,000 of them. It's just a one dude. As a matter of fact,
it'd be less embarrassing saying it was Dolemite versus there was 10 other people. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Take out those 10 other people. They sent 10 for a reason.
Well, he said it was Dolemite, but he had like other guys with him. He brought in like 9 dudes or something. You're like, what?
No, it was just Dolemite. It was just Dolemite.
Just Dolemite. So bad though. So bad.
What about the crescendo fight scene? Dolemite, Willie Green. First off, 95% of this fight scene when they flash to it in the club is behind Dolemite. So I'm not even sure if it was the same actor that was, or if it was stunt double that was fighting Willie Green. Well, like, it ends with him. Like, was he ripping out like his guts or his insides? Was he?
That's what I thought. Like, did he take his heart? Did he do a fucking heart?
Did he try to rip out his heart like it's the fucking Indiana Jones movie?
Yeah, I was like, the fuck.
And then the FBI comes in. That FBI guy comes in and just fucking shoots him. It says,
"Yeah,
now they'll blame it on me," even though his insides are ripped out.
Yeah, no.
So go ahead and get out of here.
Yeah,
I like this is one of the worst car chases I've ever seen. Where the FBI guy tries, it was like a low speed car chase, where the FBI guy goes after the mayor. And then shoots him before he can get on the plane. I'm like, this is.
Yeah, bad.
I feel like even the Blood Lake guys could have done a better car chase.
All right, let's not talk crazy now. Let's not give no. Their boat run was their car chase, and that was fucking terrible.
That's true. They couldn't afford.
What are you drinking? I want to stay away from it.
No, they couldn't afford a fucking. They couldn't afford a fucking flashlight.
Saying some crazy shit like that. But what else do you gentlemen have to say about Dolemite?
The final setup for the hitman, telling Dolemite's in the wrong room in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking beat and gun him down in the hospital.
There they didn't see that one dude leaning out the door.
Yeah, I know.
It's right next door. I'm like,
dude, they did that twice in the movie where this one guy is like, somebody's hiding to watch what's going on, and he's literally hanging out in the wide open.
I'm like, are they fucking blind? I'm like, the fuck is right? There's a dude right there. That made me laugh when I seen that. I was like,
I don't know, man. These are weird watches for different reasons.
Yeah, they were.
That's fair to say.
I'm not hating on them, though. They weren't trash. I can say that.
It is fair to say, but we are spinning our.
I don't think anybody needs to watch Reefer Madness.
No,
it's a must-watch.
I'll never tell you not to watch a movie. So if you want to watch it, go for it.
Would you use this for your kids so they don't do drugs? You're like, I'm going to have you watch this movie.
No, I'd probably show it to my kids to be like, hey, this is why you can't believe everything you're told.
Oh, shit. Oh, it's action-packed. It's not the Rambo one.
Oh, some action movies. Nice.
Okay.
Again, it's action packed, not rainbow.
We're back to the Wheel of Destiny.
Yeah, it's been. We haven't been back on this wheel since what, 2024?
Mm-hmm. What's
Right?
in what we got left in the action movies?
I had no idea. We're about to find out, buddy.
Awesome. Thanks, Archer.
Oh, Speed. Who the fuck put that there?
Oh, okay. Hold on. We're gonna have to take off Born Identity
Oh yeah, because it's part of our
for something
the
else.
4 movie
Oh,
things.
yes, yeah. That's all right. All right.
What's happening?
Yeah,
Malcolm?
raid 1
Welcome
and
in.
2 on here though. So if we pick raid 1 and 2, that's
Omar, welcome in. Fernando, welcome
one
in.
spin right there.
It's gonna fucking land on Speed.
Yeah, but you love Speed, James.
No, I don't.
I love a rom-com.
Speed is a rom-com?
What's wrong with Speed, James? Why don't you like Speed?
Dude,
What makes you
the whole thing gets fucking recorded on
shit. Yo. Yo.
I told you. Told you. Fucking told you. Hold it. Psychic
I love that platform too.
Speed is basically Sleepless in Seattle. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's hard to argue. So this can't, so we can't land on the is the Born Identity gone?
I took it off. Yeah.
All right. So we also can't do raid 1 and 2 if that's a single spin.
Yeah. If raid 1 and 2, I'll skip that if it lands on
All
there.
right. Honestly, I think this should be Point Break since Keanu's in both.
Oh shit.
You want me to just do that then?
Yeah.
Click on here?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what it picks just in case, but I'll do that.
I'll probably land on it anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna land
It's
on
like
Ninja
the toy
Assassin.
guy. Like,
That's gonna be Point
what
Break.
is that?
That's Ninja Assassin. Or no, that's raid 1 and 2, but we're gonna use Point Break.
That's Enter the Dragon.
No, Enter the Dragon's above it.
Oh shit. All right.
Speed and Point Break. It's Keanu week.
Yeah.
That works for me.
I'm good with it.
So I mean, I guess I could pair up the other 2 movies when I get a chance to.
Yeah.
Ninja Assassin and that other movie. But hey,
We can spin the wheel for Ninja Assassin and the other movie or whatever the fuck else was on there.
I can't wait for Ninja Assassin.
well, you want to just finish that wheel off with the next? You want me to put the other 4 movies on for the
No.
next 2 weeks?
No.
Oh, okay. That's how the
Let's have fun. Let's have fun with the spins.
Yes, good.
Spin it.
Speed and Point Break. I've never seen Point Break all the way through. I've caught parts of it.
I did. It's well, we'll get to it, but I'm not happy about Speed. I'm not
Speed.
happy.
I've seen.
We're not talking about sex life. We're talking about a movie.
I seen Point Break.
Oscar winner. Oscar winner.
Did they remake it or are they remaking it?
Which one?
Point Break.
If they did, I have no which one. I don't know which one I watched. If it's a remake.
Are you going to see the new Mission Impossible, James?
No.
He said no.
Oh, there was a Point Break in 2015.
I might go. I'm going to go probably watch The Conjuring when that comes out.
Hell yeah. Samey Wamesy.
I only go to the theater when I really want to watch something. Terrifier, Deadpool.
2 Girls,
Like
1 Cup,
Conjuring
3.
movies.
2 Girls, 1 Cup on an IMAX screen.
On ice, that's that.
All 2 girls, 1 cup virtual reality. You're there.
Yeah.
You're serving the ice cream.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I
Like
mean,
Fill in your own cup.
Yeah.
we're taking a weird turn,
We
guys.
should probably end it.
That did not bother me, by the way, when I watched it. It was nasty, but I was laughing. I was like, what the fuck?
Same, it was funny. Every single time I watched it, it was funny.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about how many times you've watched it.
I'll say no more than
I seen it like 3 times. Because we showed different.
Yeah, like I got the pleasure of showing it to Anthony at a UFC fight night. I was like, yo, guys, come over here real quick. They were like, yo, what the fuck, man? But you know, it made us better friends, though. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of friend would I be if I didn't show them that video? That's how I look at stuff like that. You know?
Probably
I
better,
talked to the
better
guys
friend.
that showed me it.
What?
I said I don't talk to the people that showed me it.
That being said, I'm going to be a bad friend and I'm going to bounce because I'm high as fuck. I need to lay down.
All right, James gonna get on out of here. We're gonna wrap this up though, people. Yeah.
I thought we were done already. I thought you clicked out.
Oh no, I didn't yet, but I can. I was gonna get the thingy getting the thingy together to show the marker for next week. You know,
James is just saying "fuck you" to anybody that's watching.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm a bad.
He's bad. He's a bad boy. All right, let me try to pull this up really quick, just so I can.
That's what she said.
I mean, maybe.
What are we doing?
I'm just trying to pull up the card real quick, but keep talking, gentlemen. Keep talking. How's everybody doing? You know, don't have to be too. You guys are too silent, too quiet. Boom. Next week's movies.
Oh, there you go. That's okay.
First Point Break.
I need to change my boxers.
Oh, we get to see
too much Keanu.
Patrick motherfucking Swayze.
That's how you gotta change your boxers, Chris?
Yep, too much Keanu.
Oh, yeah. Those are Patrick Swayze.
There's two hotties in this movie.
I was like, it's a dreamboat weekend.
It is. Perfect couple weekend.
It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun time.
Not too shabby either.
Make sure you guys tune in next week to see how excited we all get reviewing these two films. These guys seem like they're already excited for it, but let's see how excited the rest of us get. And make sure you come check us out, though. Make sure you come check us out every Saturday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time right over here on Popcorn and Pints. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family. Tell people that love and enjoy movies and enjoy, this type of content, this type of comedy. Tell them about us. Also, check out Worst Damn Gamer Evr. He does gaming. He does podcasting. He does Motivational Monday. He does a lot of Puerto Rican things as well. I don't know what that is because I'm not Puerto Rican. But he does a lot of dope shit. See?
My half-brother's Puerto Rican.
Boom. I told you they're related.
My brother Jeremy.
Same dad, Jeremy. Different moms.
Yeah. And he just gave them both Chris so he wouldn't forget their names. It just makes it easy.
It's true. My dad calls me White Chris and the other one Puerto Rican Chris. So
that's fun.
That's why we call it.
This is really weird.
Yeah, it's like a love thing.
How did I not put that together before now? Wow. I got something for my therapist. All right.
That's right.
We need to end this now.
All right. So anyway, go check out the Hamburger Pimp over, aka Stories from a Bar. Go check out Stories from a Bar. He has an awesome podcast over there where he's talking about not just breweries and beers, but music and all kinds of other things, and talking about getting into some deep diving in some personal lives and all kinds of awesome fun stuff over there. Awesome, amazing independent bands he gets to connect with and collab with. So go check it out. And if you're into the horror stuff, come check out Horror with Sir Sturdy every Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We're doing some stuff over there, as well as gaming and all that, playing Phasmophobia a lot. We'll actually be playing that tonight around 11:30. So be there, be square. And with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for popping by, and peace, peace, peace.